China has navigated a historic journey spanning 45-year plans. That journey is a synthesis of great successes, lifting hundreds of millions out of poverty, transforming China into a world's factory. But it also carried a wide of painful failures, from resource waste in early phase to the environmental crisis, and more recently, social inequality and technological dependence. Now, in 2026, the 15th Five-Year Plan is not just the next chapter, it's the most critical chapter, the phase of counterattack, course correction, acceleration to the complete plan ambition, the comprehensive modernization of China by 2035. The first pillar, technological autarky, will enter the decisive phase in the 15th plan. The funding mechanism, the foundation of the 14th plans, weathers mobilization of hundreds of billions of USD through the National Integrated Circuit Industry Fund, the big fund. The 15th plan will increase this funding but shift focus from broad support to performance-based funding, targeting little giant, high-potential SMEs. This adjustment addresses reported issue of waste and corruption. Basic R&D investment, surpassing the target of 2.5% of GDP for R&D spending by 2030 is mandatory. Aligning with China 2035 innovation vision, the 15th plan emphasized the triple headship model, integrating research among academia, government, and industry. The focus is on mastering foundation technology including proprietary operating system, advanced machine learning, and third-generation semiconductor material, SiCGAN. Talent strategy to achieve self-reliant goals. The 15th plan will dramatically scale up strategic talent programs. The 14th plan established integrated circuits college. The 15th plan will strengthen incentives for domestic top science and aggressively pursue the attraction and retention of overseas export. Modernization and standard setting. The Standard 2035 strategy initiated under the 14th plan will be strictly enforced. The 15th plan focuses on implementing China's self-developed technical standard in emerging fields, 6G, AIoT, while using economic levels to phase out overcapacity, prioritizing advanced industrial clusters. This pillar focuses on the absolute prioritization of the internal calculation, the backbone of the dual circulation strategy. The 14th plan formalized this concept. The 15th plan moved into domestic focus phase, making internal consumption the primary growth engine and reducing reliance on traditional exports, boosting consumption and service to transform the economic structure. The 15th plan aims to increase the share of household consumption and service sector in GDP. This requires creating an environment that encourages citizens to spend rather than save, to improving social welfare covered in Pillar 4. The focus is on developing high-quality service industry, particularly healthcare, education, and leisure. Distribution structure reform. A major challenge is the uneven structure of goods and service distribution. The 15th plan will heavily invest in modern logistics, infrastructure, and rural e-commerce, aiming to connect less developed areas with major consumption centers, expanding the domestic market both broadly and deeply. New urbanization strategy. The 15th plan will promote high-quality urbanization models, focusing on the development of megacity clusters like the Yangtze River Delta and the Greater Bay Area. The goal is to create highly self-sustaining economic hubs that serve as an energy of internal circulation. Macro stability is a vital requisite for the 15th plan's success. This plan is engineered to decisively address the two largest financial risks threatening potential role, the real estate crisis and global government financial vehicle, LZFV debt, financial restructuring and debt resolution. The 14th plan applied the 3 red lines to curb real estate debt, leading to the collapse of major developers. The 15th plan will be the phase of large-scale financial cleanup and restructuring. For LZFV debt, local hidden debt, the central government will force local authority to consolidate or liquidate with LZFVs and continue the debt swaps program to convert hidden liability into transparent government bonds, preventing systemic crisis. This strong intervention aims to restore market confidence and shift capital from speculation toward technology, reinforcing the party governance role. Reform is not limited to economics but also governance mechanism. The 14th plan tightens regulation on major tech firms to assert the party's supreme control. The 15th plan will formalize this leadership, requiring state-owned enterprise and major tech platforms to strictly align with national economic and strategic goals, particularly in R&D and security. This is the integration of politics into economics, ensuring all resources serve the self-reliance strategy. SOE reform. The 15th plan is expected to accelerate SOE reform instead of privatization. The focus is on improving management efficiency and mandating SOE to become technology champion in hard-tech sectors. Inefficient SOE in traditional industry may face consolidation or closure to free up capital and labor for strategic sectors. This pillar reinforced by commitment to peak carbon emission, carbon peak by 2030, and achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. Accelerating targets. The foundation of 14th plan was the target for non-fossil fuels set to reach 20% by 2025, and 15th plan beyond this, setting a new, higher target. This share must reach 25% to 26% by 2030, demanding breaking speed in renewable installation and integration. Green supply chain strategy. China has established absolute dominance in global green supply chains. The 15th plan will be the phase of expanding export market and maintaining competitive advantage through technological innovation, sodium-ion, solid-state battery tech, and securing critical raw materials. Emission control mechanism and ETS. The key instrument is the National Carbon Emission Trading System. The 14th plan piloted and deployed the ETS, but only covered the power sector. The 15th plan will significantly expand the ETS scope, expected during 2026 to 2030, including other energy-intensive sectors like aluminum, steel, cement, and petrochemicals. New focus: grid infrastructure and hydrogen. The 15th plan will heavily invest in smart grid modernization and energy storage systems to address renewable intermittency. Concurrently, green hydrogen will be designed as a strategic pathway for the decarbonizing hard-to-abate sector. This pillar focuses on addressing structural social challenges and ensure political stability. First, common prosperity. The 15th plan will intensify redistribution through 3 levels. Primary distribution. This is the initial distribution of income based on market factors such as labor, capital, and technology. This level focuses on ensuring fairness and encouraging productivity in the process of wealth creation. Secondary distribution. Redistribution, formalization of nationwide property tax reform, coupled with potential introduction of an inheritance tax expected during 2026 to 2030 to regulate wealth accumulated from access. Third, distribution, voluntary, continuing to enforce regulation requiring large corporations to contribute more to society and philanthropy. The goal is to narrow the Gini coefficient and reduce income inequality, thereby strengthening the consumption capacity of the middle and lower classes. Second, demographic and pension policy. Aging is a large structural challenge. The 15th plan must introduce more effective birth incentive policy, direct subsidy, lower childcare and education costs, accompanied by pension system reforms. The 14th plan allows the three-child policy and began rise the retirement age in phase. The 15th plan will accelerate the phase in increase of the retirement age and establish a sustainable three-pillar pension system, including mandatory individual accounts. Third, hukou system reform. Effort to break down the hukou barrier will be accelerated in the 15th plan, allowing rural residents easier conversion of land rights and access to urban public service, healthcare, education, thereby boosting high-quality urbanization and liberating the workforce. The sixth pillar broadens the concept of security, viewing it an essential economic and geopolitical factor. Comprehensive security. The concept of national security is expanded to cover economic, financial, and technological realm. The 15th plan focuses on two main areas: supply chain security. This is a direct response to U.S. export controls. China will intensify efforts to safeguard and control critical raw materials, rare earth elements, and key technological inputs, strengthen manufacturing equipment, data and financial security. The foundation was the passing of the data security law under the 14th plan. The 15th plan will detail cross-border data flow regulation, ensuring strategic information is protected. Concurrently, China will bolster its domestic payment system and accelerate the digitalization of the digital yuan to mitigate risk from international sanctions, global standing and influence. The 15th plan is the instrument for China to reshape the global economic order in its favor, promoting regional cooperation, continue vigorous promotion of geopolitical economic initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, and the RCEP agreement. The BRI will shift from focusing on massive infrastructure projects to small and beauty projects with higher green standards. Global governance participation, increasing engagement in international organizations, WTO, IMF, UN to promote new economic and technological standards and rules that align with China's interests. The 15th five-year plan is the supreme strategic tool, the crucial step for realizing the 2035 comprehensive modernization ambition. It represents the complex synthesis between the need for fierce technological competition with the West and urgency to resolve deeply rooted domestic social issues like inequality and demographics. This plan is not merely about economics, it is about reshaping China's governance model and its global power projection. This success or failures of this plan will reshape the global trade structure, capital flows, and technological power worldwide for the coming decades.